Welcome to Biz Chicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Biz Chicks TV. I'm here with our host of the day, Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. She's in the house, and we are excited. Coach, you always have such great topics for us. And so we're going to get right to it. I'm Terralina from Biz Chicks, and we hope you'll sit back, relax, and join the conversation. What's the topic today, Coach?
Today we're talking about, are you listening to you? That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
We're talking about that. And these are the 3 questions I'm going to throw it your way. Answer them for yourself if you're listening, even on a replay. Get a pen and paper, answer them for yourself, get in there. And if anything I'm teaching you today that you want to take away and implement, go ahead and do it. Because you will see little by little results for you. You'll notice a little bit of change. Give yourself permission to go deep and investigate. So today we're going to cover what is deep in you saying to you? What should you be doing? Why aren't you doing it? It seems so simple to ask these questions. And they are simple questions, but it's questions that make you think and make you start focusing. This is not being selfish. This is being self-aware. Self-growth, we worry so much about other people and what's happening in the world and what's going on everywhere, or whether it's our kids or our grandchildren, if we have those, our co-workers and what they're doing, our business pals and how great they're doing, but we're not. And, whether your children is ready for university and they're not going and you're upset about it, like you're taking on this whole bunch of things that you're not really looking after yourself. Maybe at some point you did, but now you've fallen off. And I have fallen off, and I have in several ways at different time. And, you need to get back there because you're still alive. You still got a lot of life in you. And I really want you to feel and see this and understand that nothing is taken away from you unless you give it away. Okay. I'm going to repeat that. Nothing is taken away from you unless you give it away. And when I say that, people say, but you don't understand. No, I don't understand your specifics, but it's true. It's true when you're little and you feel like there's no recourse. And it's true when you're a teenager, even if you don't think so. And it's true as an adult. Because sometimes you think when you become an adult now, that can't happen. But it happened more slowly and more sneakily. So that's why sometimes you don't notice. So let's get right into number 1. What is deep in you saying to you? You need to go and find that out. And when you're going in, I don't want you to go in feeling guilty because something just happened and oh my God. No, I want you to really see it with a different eye, like you're watching you and just analyzing, critique where need be, praise where need be, celebrate where you see the need to. Or you feel you should. And don't be embarrassed about this. Remember, this is about you. You don't have to tell anybody. You're just doing it. Now, you're free to share. But before you share, I want you to really pay attention. I really want you to go deep, I get up in the mornings and I wish, for example, I don't make my bed, but I love to start doing that. But I feel like if I do it, I'm going to be listening to my mom because she used to bug me about it. So you're just retaliating when you wish when you come home your bed is great to get into when you're finished cleaning up and you want to lie. You don't want to now have to straighten the sheets. I remember a friend of mine would just not sleep in her bed, sleep on her couch so she don't have to make up the bed. I thought was the craziest thing. And after having, deep conversations.
That's a little extreme. Yeah, go ahead.
I just had never seen this before. And so after having conversations with her, I finally said to her, they said, why? I said, your bed is scrumptious. Like I went with her and bought some of these really great bed dressings,
Yes.
As we worked together. And she says, Caren, I don't want to mess it up. I said, what do you mean? And at first she wouldn't admit it, but eventually she was like, my mom used to complain when we mess up the bed. I'm like, but this is your bed. Do you understand it's your bed? And she goes, yes. She was divorced. So there was a lot of things coming from mom, from divorcee. There was this whole set of things that she had pressure down together and not understand she was
Uh-huh.
acting it out.
Wow.
And she didn't notice. And I mean, that afternoon ended up being in tears. I ended up taking the half a day off work. I went to some appointments and I wasn't sure if I was going in a half a day. I just called my
Mm-hmm.
supervisor. I said, I'm not coming in because I could see that she just needed to just allow it to pour out of her
Wow.
and just figure out simple things like that. You might be thinking it's nothing, but it could be deeper than that. That has made her procrastinate, paralyze her in doing so much other areas of things she wanted to do. And she didn't realize that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
She
Mm-hmm.
didn't realize it. So I want you to go and do it. And then again, I always say tears are released. So if you feel you need to cry about, once you get there, you need to cry, go ahead and cry. Give yourself permission, write it on a paper and say, I just need to cry and cry.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're writing it while you're crying, I want you to tear it up and it down. If the tears fell on it, interpret and put it away because you've cried for that child. You've cried for the wife you were supposed to be that people are saying that you're not when you really were great, but who cares? That's what they were saying to you. You're good. Okay. You're crying
Mm-hmm.
because you wish your kids had done something differently because you pour so much into them, but they're individuals. So you can't make them. You could just inspire, tell, showcase, teach, coach, but you can't make them. I want to write it down. I can't make anybody do what they don't want to do.
I love it. Okay.
That's everybody. I can't make them mom, dad, sister, brother, cousin, friend. I can't make anybody do what they don't want to do. Write that down, get that out of your system. What do I deeply want to do? I want to snowboard, but I'm too old to do snowboarding. Well, I don't know about snowboarding, so I can't tell you that you can or cannot, but I'd say go try, go take a class, go find out. If your bones are good and it's not easily breakable, go find out if this is something you can do. If it's something you can do, get one of those reality game and snowboard in your living room. Put it on and get yourself in the snowboard mood and snowboard. And you don't have to explain to nobody why you're playing a game snowboarding.
Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
you're 65 and you retire and say, I want to start a business, whatever that business is, and no matter how stupid it feels to somebody else, I want you to go do it. It got to do it on a small scale. It might grow past people who's young and vibrant because it's something you want to do and you got the time to do it and you got the financial resources to keep you while you're doing it. So your failure is slimmer in terms of finances.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at the bright side of your age and where you're at. Sometimes that make us feel we can't do certain things, but it's not true. It is such a lie. Whether you're a child, whether you're middle age group, wherever you want to categorize yourself, whatever you want to do, you do it. You want to chop off all your hair and go bald for a little bit, do it. You want to grow out your hair, whatever, go do it. Because while you're doing those things and you're going deep finding out about you,
Mm-hmm.
you start learning other things that you didn't even know. Either they were buried or you have never explored them. And
Mm.
now you've got this fresh new opportunity to explore them.
Wow. I love the fact that we're looking at this as an opportunity as opposed to, going through some kind of crisis or whatever.
Mhm.
It's an
It's an
opportunity.
opportunity to just find out who you are, go deep, and go along with it. And if it doesn't work, okay, this was one of the things I really wanted to try. It didn't work out. What did I learn from it? Where do I go from here? Not as a penalty, as just an experience that has happened. When I first went to the movies and get 3D glasses, that was an experience to feel it coming in my face. And I have to evaluate if I liked it or not. I realized I don't like the
Mm-hmm.
whole movie with it. I like parts of it. I'll take off my glasses at
Okay.
certain parts and I'll enjoy certain parts. And I still would do it. Yes, it's an extra monies to go do it, but I enjoy it. Like I
Mm-hmm.
went last year for my birthday and I did I think it's called a smashing or sliding, something, but where you jump and you slide through these hills and you climb up. And
Oh,
me, my granddaughter, and my daughter, and we just did that for like 2 hours. We were like coming over hill, climbing up. Most adults were standing at the side and sending their kids up, and they'll watch them. We bought a package where I was in the thick of things.
okay.
Some of them I felt I couldn't do it. Let me just tell you, when I got to one of the climbs, I thought, there's no way I can get up there. But I started climbing, and all of a sudden I was at the top.
Look out.
My granddaughter was cheering me on. We went through all the little worms and what have you. It was fun. The minute I just let myself be, I started
Mhm.
laughing. I was jumping. My walking paid off.
There you go.
It
There
was
you
such a
go.
great experience, right? Afterwards, we went and played games at a podium. I was just enjoying that experience. I was just saying, let me enjoy this day however I want to, and not limited to dinner and a movie. And no,
Mm,
it's
mm,
fine, but I
mhm.
wanted a physical experience, and I did. So go deep and find out the things you want to go do and do. I don't care what it looks to anybody else. You go do it.
All
Personal,
right.
business, just life. Just
Uh-huh.
enjoy it. Make the things you want to make good. Telling my sister the other day, I said, I don't cook. I'm a simple cook compared to what you might see out there. But the way I will present my plate to myself and the way I'll set myself up, I
Mm.
serve me really grand because I want to eat really grand. And this is how I want to present it to myself. If I'm going to do a pork chop and some mashed potatoes and veggies on the side, I want it to look good on my plate.
There you
Photograph,
go.
ready. Go do it and make you feel good. You feel good about
It
yourself,
does.
and your day just gets better. Okay.
Mhm.
What should I be doing? That's part we should be doing, right? I say go deep. What you should be doing is all the things and write them down. And here's the thing: don't feel rushed into it. I got to get this done. Coach said this. No, for me, I'm going to tell you guys what's going on. This whole year, I am working on a line for myself of clothing and bags and what have you. Crochet, some I'm going to sew, different things I'm going to make for myself. I got projects
Mm.
in the house that I want to get to that I pushed off. And so I've given myself a whole year to do it. I enjoy these things. This is not pressure on myself. If it's pressure for you, this is not what I'm asking you to do. So for me,
Mhm.
fixing up my sideboard, putting on new legs because the leg is broken, putting up some scones because I enjoy handiwork. Okay.
Mm, mhm.
Um, Maybe doing my laundry, putting up some cupboards. I don't know. I got my entry I want to do. So I want to do some tiling. I want to paint the entryway, rehung the rod and stuff. The closet door, I want to redo it. Those are things that excites me. So they're part of my planning. And I have
Mm,
my office
mhm.
that I would do. And everything that I'm doing, they're in sections. So I have things I'm doing in this fourth quarter.
Okay.
And then as the quarter go, I do a little bit of things. Here's what it does for me. It helps me to stay in my creative zone, which I love, and makes my business be better. When I'm
Okay.
creative, my business is better. I
Mhm.
feel a little more relaxed in my being, and I am able, a lot of times when I'm doing that, I identify things. A friend of mine said it the other day, she said, I love cleaning. And some people think I'm crazy. She's a professor, but she enjoys cleaning.
Mm.
And in there, she's going to start a business, not a cleaning business, but it has inspired her because now she's looking at herself differently. There's something about cleaning. Everybody's different. But for me, I get a lot of ideas when I clean and I write them
Mm.
down. Some of them I do nothing with, but some of them inspire me in the thing that I'm doing already to do it better or find a
Oh,
different angle. So this is why when you find out who you are, because that's what really this is about. When you find
uh-huh.
out who you are, you give yourself more permission
Yes, you do.
and you find more opportunities in the permission
Mm.
that you've given yourself.
All righty. I like it.
And you're smiling more.
Yeah.
You're smiling
Yes.
more. And you let all those worrying things fall. at the sign.
Mm.
You're not so tense and worried. You ever see somebody said to you, and you said, "So how are your kids?" And you say, "Oh, they're doing good." And so what are they doing now? Nothing special. They have a job
Mm-hmm.
and they're finding themselves. I remember the first time I was able to tell somebody that, and I saw her watching me, and I realized she wanted to ask a question. I said, "Go ahead and ask me anything." And she said,
Mm-hmm.
because my daughter's very bright. She's like, she didn't go to university. Said she started. She went a few times, did a few things, didn't like it, came out. And I am not pressuring her to go back. If she wants to, she will. If she feel that she needs to, she will. And I've
Uh-huh.
explained to them, if you go later in life, nothing is wrong with it, but it's going to be a little more difficult because you're going to have other responsibilities.
Yeah.
It is your choice. I would love you to go. I'd love you to, have this life where you don't have to struggle here because
Mm-hmm.
you happen to get parents where they will help you so you don't have to. But if it's how you see in your life, at first I was mad. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm an angel. I didn't like it. But I
Mm-hmm.
realized over time that they have to live their lives.
That's the thing. We have plans for people, but we cannot plan for people.
Mm-mm.
They because it has to be something that they know they should be doing, which is what we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Because it may not be a fit. It may not be
Mhm.
that time for them.
Exactly.
But we've already laid out their future, right, as parents.
Yeah.
So now we have our opinions and this and that and the other. But there should not be any condemnation,
Mm-mm.
right?
That is their journey. You can have the
Mm-hmm.
conversation. So when we have conversations, I'll say, well, if they're, suffering in a certain area, like, well, this is what you see for yourself. And they say, well, no. And mom don't even bring up X, Y, and Z to me. And I usually would say, no, I'm not bringing. Initially, I said, I'm not bringing. I'm just asking. I'm bringing it to the table. What do you
Mm-hmm.
see happening next? And they said, well, I don't know. I said, well, you know that part of your journey is not knowing. So if you ever want to come talk about when you know, let me know and we can talk about it. It's open because I understand it's not my journey. My
Mm.
journey was to bring you to life. That's a responsibility I got. And as a child, teach you all the things I know and all the things I was learning because you guys were lucky that you were born along my learning years. I was in college at the time and I had jobs and different kind of jobs and you get to see me in a different kind of lights and you
Mm.
guys get to see me run businesses. So you've got a package of a lot of different things here. Your dad is always working. So you got to figure out where you land. And I'm
Mm.
not going to put you through the tube and send you in this square box because nobody likes to be locked in. So I want you to enjoy your journey. And I also want you to understand once you're on this journey, there's a lot of things, emotion, financials, and all this stuff is happening.
Mm.
You've got the training, you know about money. I've
Mm.
taught you guys, I've teach you. So if you're suffering financially, you've opened this wheel here and this is part of your suffering until you understand how to get out of it. And if you get out and you went right back in it, I have to let you suffer a little bit because you
Mm-hmm.
have to understand that pain to get out of that pain. If I rescue you out of that pain too quickly, it wouldn't have served its purpose. Now,
Mm.
no kid want to hear that and they get really mad with me, but that's how it works. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
really strict on that because they've had opportunities and they're choosing this. So we're good there.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're not good, I'm good because that's where they're learning about themselves. They're learning how to manage and make things work. When anybody come to me, my kids come to me with a budget or my siblings and they said, I need to do this. And I ask certain questions and they're annoyed with me. I said, it's not a good fit for us to have this conversation now. Come back when you
Mm.
and I leave it alone
Okay.
because I'm not here.
Okay.
I'm not here to fix it. So because I know myself, I know I'd want to take over and I realize who I am. So I had to figure out where to step away and let them come when they come with things for us to talk about versus me trying to fix. Okay. Because I know who I am and they know who they are.
Yes, we have a saying at Biz Chicks, everything is not for me to fix.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what I heard you saying.
Mm-hmm. It's not me to fix. And as a parent, you feel like you want to. Like this feeling
You
doesn't go
do.
away. Just so you know, guys, it doesn't go anywhere.
It feels like you're responsible. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But when people become adults, they're making their own decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So it really isn't for us to fix everything.
No, we gotta let them. We gotta let them be. And
Uh-huh.
then why aren't you doing it? Like really sit with yourself and the things that you're not doing. I want you to ask the question. And if the answer is not readily available, I want you to leave the question up until you get the answer. And that could be on a wall, it could be in your wallet, it could be on your desk. Why aren't you doing it? What is holding you back? What is stopping you
Mm,
from doing the things you set out to do today? You know,
okay.
if you unrealistically and you know that you don't have anyway, and by the way, it could still happen, but you're not doing anything. You say, well, I want to make $25,000, but there's nothing you're doing in the vicinity to make the $25 in the year. And I can't believe I didn't make the $25,000. Like, we didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of have to do something. It's not coming out of midair. You're going to have to sell something. You might say, I want to be really good at sales or marketing, and then go forth
Mm-hmm.
to practice that. Like for me, I want to get good at editing. So
Mm-hmm.
anytime I don't do well, I'm like, Karen, so what are you doing to be a better editor? And so now I'm looking to see what I'm doing and I'm learning something. When I'm learning something, I give myself the grace. It is not an overnight fix because I don't know that thing. It's like sewing a buttonhole. When I first learned to sew buttonholes, and I used to do it by hand, it was great, but I got in a machine and it wouldn't do it well. And I would complain, I'm
Mm-hmm.
terrible at buttonholes. I could do anything, but I'm terrible at buttonholes. The problem was I haven't practiced buttonholes enough. So that's all it
Mm-hmm.
was. So I just get all size of buttons and I could practice buttonholes. Now, I still got a problem with it here and there, but that's because I still don't do as much buttonholes. So if you want to do marketing and you're not good at it, you're going to have to
Mm-hmm.
figure out, go learn, find out how, because no matter what software you use, you still need to understand to ask the question, to plug it in so that they can spit it back out to you. And then you need to go do it. And you could do it for somebody for free. You can do it at somebody's company for a tiny bit of pay. You can volunteer to be a marketer or a sales rep, whatever you need to do, you can do it. I know this guy who is a really great at computers, but he worked for a company and he was just in this one area. And he said to me, he says, Karen, I really want to learn other things. And I realized, although the money was good, I wasn't getting to really grow to do other
Mm-hmm.
things. And then my wife, her job needed different hours. And I thought, this is the perfect time. And then they lay him off. And instead of getting another job, he took jobs that wasn't paying a lot, but he got to spend time with the children because he said, that part of me I feel like was missing. I wasn't spending a lot of time with the kids. I'm able to take them to school. I'm able to support my wife. And I'm starting a little business on the side. This is like what I'm going to do. And for the first couple of weeks, months, he says was so tough. Like everything in him wanted him to go back and get a job because he got a
Mm-hmm.
good pay. And he said he got 2 job offers and he turned them down. And he said to himself, I am the craziest person. Why would I do that? It will help us. It'll get us farther ahead. And I said, see, tell your wife. He says, no. I said, you need to go tell her. And he said, yeah, this is the time to do what you want to do. If you go back into work, I might be able to stay in this position, or we're going to have to get somebody in here full time. And you want to spend time with the girls. This is something you're going to regret later. And so he
Mm-hmm.
stepped in because he said, Karen, within 6 weeks, I miss if I don't carry the girls to school. Like when they're off for the day, like we have so much fun. I'm like, you can't buy that. Like you can't buy that.
Mm-hmm.
And the company he was working for, that's where I met him. He was getting to do all kind of different things in the computer world that he didn't get to do before. And he gets
Okay.
better and better at it. So whatever it is you're wanting to do, go do it. Even if it makes your finances not where you want it to be. Because if you start understanding who you are, you recognize also, this is the other thing in life, you recognize that you might want to make $100,000. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you need to step back and make 50 or 40,000 because the other 60,000 that you're not making is made up in time spent with family, finding out who you are and building you into this better
I
person
love it.
who you want to be and showing up and be present in your own life. This is the beauty of understanding yourself. You you gain so much more than just the finances. You are, when you're so busy making money, and don't get me wrong, money is important. I will never tell you it's not. But when that's the only thing you focus on and you're busy doing, you miss out on family. You miss out on learning who your children, your spouse, your siblings are as adults. You can't have conversation without, okay, I'll see you later I don't have time for, I can't meet you. Maybe next week. No, next month. Because you're so busy
Mm-hmm.
following this one thing when it's just part of the pie.
Mm.
It's part of the pie. That pie is made up of fun things, money, your health. It's learning about your wealth. It's about, having connections that you can tap into even when you leave them over periods of time, because you've built such a great foundation. And that's because you know who you are. So then you tap back into friendships. I wasn't around, but they welcome you back because of who you
Mm-hmm.
were when you were in that friendship.
Yes.
And you only come up and produce that when you know, as adults. As kids, we're always finding out who we are. But as adult, you start to form, and people expect and know because you're doing it. You're doing it. You're present there. When I go see my friends, I'm with my friends. I'm not worried that I didn't get this project finished. I am not taking
Mm.
that with me. The only thing
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing is cracking up at some foolery that we're carrying on with. That's our fun time. We're just in fun mood. If anybody in the group want to complain, I say, are we here to
Mm-hmm.
complain or what? I'm
Oh,
quick to just pull us back in. I'm the
yes.
girl who says, are we complaining or are we funning it up today?
I
Because
like it.
sometimes people do fall back and they're like, yeah, Karen, we're funning up today. We know you're the fun girl. Yeah, I
Yes.
want to be in that mood. I don't want to hear you. There's time when you whine and vent about your husband or whomever. That's great. But this is the fun date. I don't want to hear about him. I left mine at home. So are
Exactly.
you doing
Sometimes people need to be drugged back into the moment,
it? Mm-hmm.
and the purpose of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
We're not
Exactly.
here for therapy. We're here to have fun.
Yes. I don't want to solve the problem.
No,
Call me later.
exactly. Mm-hmm.
Right
Mm-hmm.
now, no. So today we covered, are you listening to you? Because there's a part of you that's always calling you home and telling you and warning you and giving you little nudges. There's numbness in your hand, your foot is starting to feel funny, you're not doing enough exercise, you're not walking, you're not, your tummy, your back, there's different things your body keep warning you and telling you stuff. You're forgetting a lot of things because there's too many things packed in your brain.
Mm,
Your eyes are burning because you had the screen way too much. It's getting dry eyes. Like your body is telling you. So are you listening to you?
mm-hmm.
Finding out what you need, deeply understanding what you need. If your body's saying, oh, Karen, you need some more sleep, go to sleep. Go to sleep a little earlier. Spend a little more time. It's a gradual climb to what you need. This is not
Mm.
something happens overnight. Give yourself a year to find out who you are, guys. Give yourself a year. I want to bring out this program where that's exactly what we'll do, is just walk ourselves through finding out who we are in just different section and arena in our lives, because we're complicated human beings, but we also simple people if we allow ourselves to be. And when we understand the simplicity of us,
Mm.
we don't have to be complicated anymore. We start understanding. I'm in the season of whatever that season is for you. I'm in the season of learning. I'm the season of growing. This season is where I find out some things that I wanted to do. Just be in that, and you'll see how you
Mm-hmm.
simplify your life. And so that's what we talked about today. I hope you take it and put it into practice.
Oh my goodness, guys! First of all, we need to identify, what's deep in us, like Coach said, and then what season are we in? I mean, you start a whole new conversation right there. However, if you want to connect with Coach, we're going to suggests that you contact her via her Facebook page. So let me copy that and put it in the chat. Oh my goodness. We're going to do that. And also, let me make a banner so I can put it up on the screen so you guys can see that. And take a screenshot if you're watching on the replay. Oh my goodness, Coach, it's just such a blessing every time you come. So now you got me thinking I need to spend time doing some deep reflection. Okay, some deep reflection. Now, I don't believe that is your, hold on.
YouTube.
YouTube. I'm
YouTube.
looking for your YouTube.
I put it on the chat there.
Yeah, I have it, but I put up the StreamYard versus the YouTube. Here we go. All right, there we are. Okay, so that is how you contact Coach. Also, she's got a great YouTube page. I mean, because you have such a multifaceted background, guys, you're going to enjoy it. There's cooking over there. There's sewing. There's counseling. There's all kinds of deep conversations going on over there. I think you're going to love it. Yeah. Somewhere in there's something for everyone.
Exactly.
Yes. So with that, we want to remind you that it's okay to make money in your business, people. So don't forget to go to the front of your own line. You can join us here at Biz Chicks. We love to share with people what it is you do and how you serve. And you can do that simply by texting Biz to 33777, or you can go to bizchicks.net. Yes, we're here to help you find the money in your business. So we have opened up a opportunity for people to find the hidden revenue in their business. And if you're looking for that, you can simply check out this QR code. It'll take you to our landing page, and you'll be able to book an appointment, and we'll help you find that money. If you're not making enough money in your business, or your business is not growing the way you want it, give us a holler over there. So that we want to remind you that all is well, and we will see you tomorrow. We'll be talking about your health. You don't have your health, you can't keep your wealth.
Exactly.
So with that, we'll see you tomorrow, and we look forward to it. We got a comment over here. Oh, these are the, let me do this. Delete that comment, the one about the StreamYard, but I want to keep the comment about the banner where we put up your YouTube channel.
Okay.
So with that, we're going to show that again, everyone. And we want you to know that Coach Caren is here. She's multifaceted, and she can address whatever it is you're trying to do in your business. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.